Hi, and welcome to this Hatha Yoga class. I've planned this class around some kind of deep movements, quick movements, sometimes held positions, a very vibrant asana practice to begin with. And then we'll settle into a final relaxation, and that will be followed by a more formal meditation, a healing the heart meditation. My intention for this class and how I have put it together is so that we can really experience what I've now called the four promises. Deepak Chopra has identified these as the four basic intentions of the yoga practice. And I've now just said, let's just call them promises, that those are the four promises of your practice of yoga. And that is a vibrant and healthy body. This practice will be probably primarily a vibrant and healthy back body. You're going to feel it more there. So vibrant and healthy body, a focused and alert mind, loving and compassionate heart, and lightness of being. Always the gifts of meditation, lightness of being, and that focused mind. So let us begin. You're going to need 2 blankets, 2 blocks, a strap. If you can get 2 blankets, 2 blocks, and a strap, we'll be ready to go. I like to just put the blocks to the side to begin with, so you've got them available to you within an easy hand's reach at the time that's needed. Same thing with your strap, because we're going to actually start lying down on the back. The folding of the blankets is like this. Have one of your blankets folded. I'll just start from the very beginning. It's folded in half, fringes on the bottom. I'm folding it again. And that I'm going to just set to the side, just as it is. The other blanket, similar, folded once, fringes at the bottom. We do it again, fold it. This time we're going to fold it in half and then in half again. So it's a narrow fold that's going to support your back body. So you'll lay it on your mat toward the end of the mat so your legs can extend out. Sit next to the fold and stretch out so that your spine is supported. The length of your spine is supported. I'm going to move myself around here so you can see it from a side view. And you might have to, depending on how long your trunk of your body is, you might have to scoot down because you want to make sure your head is supported as well. So open up your arms any way that they feel comfortable, allowing the blanket to provide just this gentle back bend support for your back as you just transition into your breath. So closing your eyes and letting yourself settle into breath awareness. Let that just naturally occur. Whereas you just settle in and let the blanket support you, and you start to notice the experiences within your body. Before long, the breath is prominent in your awareness, just as it is. Eyes closed, in case you are wondering, let's have eyes closed here so that we can really focus on the inner experience. The phenomenal thing about breath awareness for me continues to be that just by bringing my awareness to my breath, it deepens. We're going to be here just a couple minutes, allowing your body to transition into breath awareness. And we're allowing the back body to be lifted and the front body to open. So you feel that already, this open heart position. Legs are just relaxed. Don't need to hold them any particular way. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Notice that your palms are open. Let's use a moment now to set our particular intention for class. This practice is for you. It's about you. Embrace that. And see if a particular intention arises, that you can identify that for yourself, claim it, name it, and then exhale that out and let it be so. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out of your mouth like the sound of the sigh. Ah. Do 2 more breaths like that, in through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Ah. Ah. Step your feet to the mat. Roll to your right if that's a comfortable side for you to turn. Use your arm to pillow your head as you come away from the blanket. We're going to use that blanket in its same fold. So as you take this pause, you don't need to disturb your blanket necessarily. Just come away from it, curl up in that fetal position, and bring yourself up just so you can readjust. Get your props out of the way. Your mat is clear, and you've got your strap right by. Let's come back now to a constructive rest position. Open up your feet as wide as your mat is. Let your arms fall naturally away from the body, however they're comfortable, and let the knees rock side to side in this windshield wiper fashion. See if you can now find the rhythm of your breath. Try to breathe in and out through your nose if that's a comfortable breath pattern for you. If it isn't, just find the breath pattern that is comfortable, feels natural to you. And then I want you to introduce the movement of turning your head the opposite direction of the way your knees fall. So slow it way down so that you can feel that movement and you're gentle with your movement of your head and neck. You might even linger. You might come to turn your head and you'll think, boy, that's stiff, kind of sore. So I want you to linger where your body is asking for that. Side to side movement, turning the head away from the way the knees are going. Just, we're going to start warming up the body. Get it moving. Next time your knees have dropped to the right, just really encourage that heaviness of the legs by taking your right leg and just draping it right on top of it. It's like you're crossing your legs when you're sitting and having coffee. You're bringing your thighs together and then it heavies up. So the left leg is now dropping and dragging down toward the mat. Then we're going to raise the left arm up and overhead. So we feel this very prominent stretch through the whole left side of the body. And I want you to just sort of take note of that. Left side of the body refers to the feminine within our body. So this is the side of the body that receives. Feminine energy is not about a man and a woman, the differential there. It's about the type of energy that feminine energy has been kind of defined as, this receptivity, this creative. So we're just kind of really elongating and feeling our way into the left side of the body. Then we'll take that top layer of the leg off so you can go back gently to your windshield wiper movement, sort of resets your body. You might find that you have wiggled your way from the center. You don't feel straight on the mat. So obviously just make those adjustments for your own comfort level. We're going to drop both knees to the left side now, which is going to elongate the right. So I want you to just get heavy with your legs. Lay the left leg on top of the right one, just like we did the other side. Now we're really going to pin that leg down. Let the right arm reach up overhead so you feel the length of your right side from, your kneecap and all through the thigh bone and into the side of your hip and sideways up through your armpit, through the whole length of your arm. This is the masculine energy side of the body, the giving, the assertive, the wide awake, get things done. Whereas the left side of the body, or the feminine side of our energy, is more restful. It's the peacemaker. Full breath in and out. Feel it on this side of your body, just aware of the different energy flow in our body. And we'll take that top layer off, bring the arm back to the side, and we're back to the windshield wiper movements, just to reset the body. Bring your feet to sort of the bridge position where you're lining your heels up to the sit bones. And then raise your arms overhead. So you've extended your arms up and overhead, palms are facing the ceiling. We're going to bring our shins to a parallel position to the floor. This is our inhale position. Our exhale will bring the legs straight up, stretching the soles of the feet up. Palms have come down the side of the body. When you come back to inhale, you're back into that bridge position. Arms are overhead. Exhale, now bridge up. Let your hips and buttocks lift up. Feel your belly button lift toward the ceiling as you breathe in and breathe out. Plant your feet to the mat. Feel your thighs sort of energetically or magnetically drawing toward one another, yet they don't touch. They're just strong and active in this bridge. Let's go back to the vinyasa as we drop the bottom back to the mat. Parallel those shins to the floor again. This is our inhale. Exhale, feet lift up to the sky. Exhale, hands come back, open overhead, feet are at the floor. Exhale now as you lift up into the bridge position. Let's see if we can find that vinyasa. Just to give you a little tip, every time your arms are up and overhead, that's the inhale. Just hold. When next time you come into your bridge position, hold it. Press your palms down, let your shoulders, your elbows kind of come together so you feel a lot of strength and support from your arms and shoulders to lift your body into this back bend of the bridge. Full breath in and out. No compression in the throat. Don't turn your head. Keep your head just very stable. And let's lower down. I'll just give your lumbar curve a little push to the floor. Maybe you do that a couple times. So relieving any lumbar stress. Let's unwrap our strap now and let the foot, our right foot, more toward the ball mound of the foot. We're going to bring that foot into the strap. Give yourself plenty of leeway so that your elbows can continue to rest on the floor. Let's extend the left leg long. If that's comfortable for you, use that option. And if your low back needs more support, just keep your foot on the floor and you've got that knee bent. We're going to just push the foot into the strap and then use the strap to pull our foot toward the head of the mat. So we're just trying to see if we can stretch out through the back of the shin, back of the, into the Achilles part of your heel, and of course your hamstring. Don't grip your strap real tight. You don't need to. Let the strap just guide your leg. Push your foot into the strap for the inhale. The exhale is that's when you gently use the strap to pull your foot toward the head of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. That's really what it amounts to. We're sort of folding that leg toward us, toward the face in that direction. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Let's get both straps into the right hand. Both straps now have hold of the right, are into the right hand. Let's step that left foot to the floor and let that knee just open wide. Your knee drops away from the midline. So your sacrum is grounded. You can feel the stability of your pelvic structure because you have just stabilized your sacrum to the floor. And this is going to allow us to externally rotate. So I want you to just, I'm sure you've done this dozens of times. You're going to use the strap to just stretch through the inner thigh and find that movement of external rotation in your hip. I think the added stability of letting your knee bend and dropping it off away from the midline, something I learned from a great teacher that I think is worth passing on. So I'm doing that today. You notice I'm moving, or I'll just tell you in case you're not looking at the screen, I'm moving a lot. You may decide to let it rest over there. Gravity gets hold of the weight of that leg and you're holding it and letting gravity be your best accompaniment here. That's great. However it feels best for you and it feels most compassionate to your body and to your goals today. Push through the heel. Let's all hold and push through the heel. And we're in that very externally rotated. See if you can shorten up the strap so you're really pulling the foot toward the head of the mat. As much as it will go. We always find a stop sign, don't we? Our leg will only go, our movements only go so far. We find our stop sign, our limit of range of movement. We'll wait here and breathe into it and see if anything opens up. Maybe a green light will show up for us. Excellent. Let's bring everything to the center. So we're bringing that extended leg up, and also that left leg comes back to its neutral position. We'll let that leg stretch back long. Switch both straps into your left hand, and we're just going to go off to the side. It's more like you want your knee going toward the direction of your left shoulder. It's not that we're going to cross that leg all the way over to the left side of the mat. We're just up and over. It's mostly up, slightly over. I'm going to suggest you take your thumb and press it right into the crease, right into that tendinous tissue you feel at the crease of your leg and your hip, and allow that. Now, this is for this IT band stretch. So that's, I'm going to guess, is where you two are feeling this the most. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Breath might get loud. You might start to feel that Ujjayi breath show up. Anytime the Ujjayi breath shows up as we're moving, I'm going to say go for it. Just encourage that. That's what your body is looking for. When we come back to center, I want you to get that strap all the way to the very end so that your arms are fully extended. And we're going to move up and down. So it's like your foot pulls your arms down and your arms pull the foot right back up. It follows a midline track. You're letting this leg move right through the center, the midline track of your body. And it'll warm it up because you can speed this up. Maybe you decide to just really go for it. Your breath will take on a more of a that real strong vinyasa, or excuse me, that real strong Ujjayi. Kundalini was the word I was looking for. The Kundalini tradition gives us some real powerful, strong breaths like this. Excellent. Let's come back up and release the strap. Keep it nearby, and we're going to just gently let our arms kind of create some support, maybe a T, maybe more of a A-frame, and extend through your heel. Soften your toes. Let's not make the toes do so much work to control our leg and our ankle. Let's let the foot push through the heel, soften the toes, very slowly, deliberately dropping that extended leg back to the mat. And then we take a quick closing the eyes, and I always say it's like a quick meditation to feel your body in this new position now, what your efforts have given you. Let's hug both knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side. While we're here, let's start moving our feet around, get your ankles loosened up. Spread your toes, do a variety of things. So you're moving the ankles and the joints of your feet, mindfully feeling your way into that. It's not a time to check out. It's a time to stay aware of your feet. From here, we can place that strap on the left foot now. We'll extend up. Let your right leg extend long to the floor, kind of hugging in toward the midline. We want to hold the strap loosely. It's kind of placed on the ball of the foot, much more so than the arch, and our elbows are resting on the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So we inhale and lengthen that leg, and the exhale will use the strap to gently pull the foot toward the head of the mat. Relax your jaw, soften your face, stretch your leg, wake up those muscles, wake up the heel, into the Achilles part, into the calf, and the hamstring, and the back of the knee. Feel it all, allow it all in. Great. Let's put both straps into the left hand, both straps, left hand. Kind of give your choke up a little bit so you've got some control. We're going to step that right foot to the floor and let that right knee drop away from the midline. So that again will stabilize the pelvis. So as we externally rotate over here, our pelvis is nice and grounded, and we've got the stability to move through this external rotation. So play with that movement on this side. Pay attention to the sensation you're experiencing. Opening through the inner thighs and exploring the range, the full range of movement in your hip in this direction. Knee just drops, that right knee just drops to the side. Just the heaviness of that will balance the pelvis. You'll feel the connection of your sacrum, and that's what we're going for. We don't want to lose that connection to the ground. Relax your neck, soften where you can. Give your energy to this movement here, to this awakening. Choke up a little bit, and you can just really push through that heel and let your strap come up. You're pulling it up a little bit so that leg is coming up toward the head of the mat. Just there's our final hurrah here. Just give it one last dose of stretch. As we come back to center, everything comes back to the middle. We're going to straighten out that right leg. Switch the straps now, so both straps are in your right hand. Let's use that thumb to press into the crease now, the tendinous tissue right where the leg and the hip join up together, and we're just drawing our knee toward our right shoulder, so it's more up than over, and of course it's the IT band that we are trying to isolate here. We're trying to get into that feeling, that stretch there, the side of your leg, that outer seam. We sometimes refer to that. Try to rest your elbow on the mat so you don't have a lot of tension in your hand and arm that's not necessary. Your legs got plenty of work to do here. Let's let our energy be reserved for that. This too can be sort of a movement, a gentle pulsing, a circular movement, very fluid. Our pelvis, the element that is associated with our pelvis is water. So it's appropriate. Our whole body is mainly water, but it's very appropriate to open the hips and do the movements throughout the hip area with this idea of gentle movement and fluidity in mind. Let's come back to center. And we're going to release the strap. This time we can put the strap all the way out of our zone because we won't need it. And then just let your arms fall open in kind of an A-frame as you let that leg extend right down the midline track. Oh, I forgot something. Let's do this. I'm sorry. Let's get that strap again. So sorry. We want to do that full stretch. Put that strap back up and you got your Arms fully extended. So we're up and down now, right through the midline. I don't want to miss this one. It follows the midline track. This is where you can get some movement going. This is where you can get your Kundalini energy fired up. Kundalini energy is really stored in the pelvis, and we're pumping it up into the body with this movement. Just think about that. That as you move the leg with this strength and intention, that Kundalini source of energy that's pulled in the pelvis is making its way through the body now. We're distributing it up through the spine and out through the limbs. Don't want to miss that. Now we can remove that strap, take 2 here, and we'll release that leg very slowly, very deliberately down that midline. Close your eyes, feel your body now, relax into the floor. And hug those knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Move your feet. Let's go back to the feet. Open up your ankles, stretch through those joints of the feet now. And let's gently roll to the right side, pillow your head with your arm. Knees are bent, you're in that fetal position. It's just momentary as we come up now into seated. Here's where we're going to grab our blankets again. This time we're going to utilize that larger folded blanket that I told you about. So we'll just spread that across the mat and let the smaller fold come to the back edge of that. This is going to support our pelvis. We could sit on that and the pelvis will be lifted in our Sukhasana. So cross your legs, try to get your shin to lay down. Instead of that, your ankles are the resting place. See if you can be more on the top of your foot and into the ankle. So just work that out where you're trying to actually lift the heel a little bit and get your shins down. See if you can find maybe a little new and improved version of your Sukhasana. And let's sit up tall, pull in the belly. Inhale with me as we bring palms together up and overhead. Look up if that's good for your neck. Exhale as you bow into yourself, and let's just hold that. Take a pause now to feel how your body is doing so far in your asana practice. Inhale again, palms up. Exhale, we're going to twist toward your right. So you want your back hand to come as far back as it can. I'm going to even encourage you to do some individual shoulder rolls with that side. So this back side, we're going to warm up that shoulder blade so we can get rid of some of the stickiness. And then let's replace back. So we've got our kickstand behind us. It's going to help you keep your spine vertical. You don't want to lounge back. You want to keep your spine very upright. And you can use your thigh to kind of give you some stabilization, some leverage to move into a full twist. Remember the dynamics of a twist. It always starts low and it works its way up. It's never the other way around. And you can come into it and come out of it and move around and feel your way through your twist, into your twist, through your breath. Always mindful of the breath finding its way through the twist and turn of your body. Now your shoulder blade is loosening up. It's one of the benefits of the twist. Many, many benefits to the twist. That's one of them. Let's deepen the breath where we're back to a full awareness of the inhale and the exhale. Next time you're ready to exhale, that's when we turn the head to come out of that twist. We're going to lift up, palms come together. Exhale here at the heart, we bow into ourselves. Inhale up, exhale straight down. Just a bit of a fold. Can your fingertips come to the floor? Can your palms come to the mat in front of you? Keep the spine long. I'm going to give you a side view of that as well. So we've got our spine in sort of a diagonal position. Tuck your chin in towards your throat. Back of the head, neck, and spine are in alignment, and we're just seeing about folding. Here's a really good trick, a really good cue to follow when you're coming into these folds is pull the belly in on your exhale. You're pulling the belly button region of your abdominal wall as far in towards your spine as you can while you're exhaling. Inhale maybe softens the belly, but the exhale for sure is real dynamic, is pulling the belly button in toward the spine to allow your body to fold deeper. Your chin is going to want to take over, start driving the bus here. I want you to pull the chin in towards your throat so your head, neck, spine is all in alignment and it feels neutral. It's not strained. Breathe through your back body now. Let's see if we can hold wherever we are in our forward movement and breathe through the back side of our lungs. So the full breath in and out is experienced more prominently through the back body. Keep a neutrality about your head. The weight of your head is being managed because you're aware how to, guard your neck. Make sure your neck is just folding up the head just the way it's supposed to. The shoulders, the whole structure of your chest cavity is involved in the management of that head's weight. So it feels pretty neutral. Good. Let's come back upright. Turn back to center. And let's use this opportunity to change this crossing of legs. So I want you to extend that out, bounce it around, move your feet however you need to reset your body, and then cross your legs the other way. So you want to put the other leg in front from the way you had it the first time. Try to get the shins down, the top of the feet down, the heel more up. So you just might have to manipulate that a little bit with your hands. Inhale up. Exhale, heart. Inhale up. Exhale to the twist the other side. Let's do that individual shoulder roll to begin with. So you're moving that back shoulder, loosening it up. And then let's go for it. Kind of get your kickstand behind you. My hand is kind of in a clawed position. That's what I find most useful for me. It's in a clawed position. It keeps me very upright. It's really close to back body, very close to me. It starts low, it works its way up, and we're breathing in and out through the twists and turns of the body. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's unwind the head and then the shoulders. We're going to inhale up. Exhale, bow in. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Pull the belly in on the exhales and do the same thing on this side. It's different because of which leg's in front. Pull that belly in very strongly on the exhale and let that propel you into a deeper fold. Tuck your chin in towards your throat so the back of your head, neck, and spine are in alignment, kind of a diagonal aligned position. You may find that one side is more receptive. You've got all sorts of flexibility, all sorts of room to go. Another side is not quite as friendly or open to it. Typical. It's not something wrong. It's just the way our body is patterned. Don't forget to pull the belly in very strongly on that exhale. It's such an important distinction to make. It's like, it's a game changer. Let's make our way back up. And come back to an upright position. Now, we're going to use the blanket a little differently. I think that perhaps the widest blanket, you know, the one that's giving us a cushion on our mat, can come forward just a little bit. And I'm going to use the narrow fold like a saddle. Have you heard of frog pose? That's where we're coming. We're going to open the knees as wide as the mat, and so are our ankles. Our ankles are also as wide as the mat. And I'm sitting on that blanket right in between my legs, almost like a saddle. So find where it seems to support you best so that your knees and your ankles are in alignment. Toes are fanning out. The inner ankle is grounded into the blanket. That's the purpose of that lower blanket, is lots of cushion for your ankle. And you're in this position now of the frog. Now, if this is plenty, this is asking a lot right here. You're stretched already to the max. You're about ready to bail already on me, then just hold it as long as you can. Be with it. Feel it in your knees. You can make adjustments and come back in. If you can pursue this a little further, that's where we're going to use that same breath technique of inhaling with a soft belly, but exhaling is pulling the belly way, way in toward the spine. And we find a similar pose, a similar fold that we did with our Sukhasana, but this one's done with the frog legs. So dynamic stretch it's a dynamic lateral stretch of the knees, those inner thighs a bit. See where you can go with it. A few breaths in, a few breaths out. And if the folded blanket is not sufficient, you could either add another blanket, you could replace it with a block, you could bunch it up. So do the things that you might feel like might give you the support you're looking for. Two or three more breaths, relax the face. We're going to make our way upright. And then I want you to take that, lift up so you're on your knees and you can pull the blanket right out from under you. And then let's move the right foot over. So we're now sitting, I call this side saddle, so that our knees are going in the same direction, kind of this way, and our feet are sweeping out here. So it's like a side saddle. Now, if your hips feel very unlevel, the pelvic feels like it's really tilted, that's where you could use your blanket, maybe a corner of it, to elevate that side. I don't need it so much with this side. I for sure need it on the other side. So I think I'll wait to use it, but you can use it anytime and in any way. So kind of keeping that blanket in its fold available to us. And here's another twist opportunities. Real tall, kind of pull yourself back because you'll have a tendency to pull forward. I want you to bring yourself upright, get that kickstand hand back behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. I bet by now there's some movement in those shoulder blades. We've twisted our way enough into some gentle movement now, so the shoulder blades are not so sticky back there. Finish the breath you're on, and we'll unwind our head and unwind our shoulders, and we'll come back and find the other side now. So as you come back, you'll get just reposition. So one leg is back into the frog position. You've got your knee and your ankle aligned, and that's just back to the frog position on this side. This one, we took the sole of the foot into that inner thigh, and so we got our feet going one direction, our knees are kind of going the other. Sit up tall, try to find a verticality of your spine as we twist. So you're turning toward what am I saying? I guess we're just turning the opposite direction. So our feet are going one way. We're turning away from our feet. How's that? Nice vertical spine, feeling the dynamics of that twist. It's particular. Start slow, works its way up. Feel your way through all those layers, all those floors. I've heard teachers call it the elevator. You know, we're on the first floor, second floor, that kind of thing. unwind the head and then the shoulders. And we'll come back into a neutral position. I want you to move your blankets away. Just kind of get them off to the side, always kind of within a hand's reach, because who knows when we might decide we need it. And I want you to just bounce out your knees, give them a good, thud as you bounce out the knees and you move your heels. It's kind of like doing a windshield wiper from here. Feet are going in this direction. Good. Let's make our way now to all fours. I'm going to turn to the side view. So we're making our way into our all fours position. You know that one. So you want your shoulders lined up over your wrists. You want your knees lined up under your hips. I'm going to suggest you bring the tops of your feet down. Now, if you start cramping up, or that's not the way you customarily do it because of some stability issues, certainly turn your toes down and let the heels come up. But if you're open to suggestion, I'm going to suggest that we stretch those tops of the feet down. I want you to actually pull back into that so you feel more grounded through the top of the feet. You feel the shin get a nice stretch, your ankles get a nice stretch. Even if you could sit on that for a moment, just bring your body weight into that, stretch through that. Let's do the same thing now with lifting the heels, toes have tucked down. We're going to pull back and stretch, and you're going to feel that in your feet and your toes, bringing body weight into your feet. And if you can hold it, let's hold it, sitting into that. Body weight is now really stretching the feet and then into the toes. Back to our all fours position, grounding the way that it works best for you. Again, my recommendation is tops of the feet down. Let's move through the cow and the cat. That's that very arched back, extended spine on the inhale. The exhale pulls the belly in, drops your chin, and we've got the rounded angry cat. So exaggerate your movement now. Pay attention to this vinyasa. You don't need to look at the screen. I'm sure this is very familiar to you. You're moving through your cow and your cat. And feel it in your spine. Pay attention to the sensation. You should feel a real shift in the tone of your belly. It's soft on the cow. It's very engaged and contracted on the cat. Do a few more. It takes some repetition here before the body really gets the hang of it, where you start to recognize a difference, that you're starting to feel the movement in the spine differently. It's like, okay, we've repatterned the body now. The spine, again, the Kundalini energy. This is a pumping action. This allows that pooled energy in the pelvis to be distributed through the spine, through your limbs. Scooping cat is what's next. So we're going to take our inhale as we bring our heels back in toward, bring our hips and buttocks back toward our heels, and we let our chest drag as long as we possibly can. That's all on the inhale. The exhale is into your traditional cat. Inhale back, scooping cat, drag your chest, lots of movement in the vertebrae. Exhale, cat, tuck your chin. Just find that movement now, be very exaggerated. See how good you can get, how long you can stay low, just for fun. It'll elongate your breath, that long inhale, because you got lots to do. Last time. When we come up to the neutral spine, I want you to open your knees wide as the mat. Bring your big toes together. Sit on your heels and stretch yourself out into a long arm pose of the child. Forehead down. Relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. This is intended to be a resting pose. So make any adjustments you might need to so it feels restful to you. Maybe your forehead hasn't making its way to the floor. So just stack your hands, stack your arms so you can pillow your head. Deepen the breath so you can feel the heaviness of your hips dropping deeper in towards your heels. Good. And then let's come back upright. Bring your knees back to center. So we have to realign. So we're back in the tabletop position. I want you to do that scooping cat for me one more time, lifting up the chest to begin with. Let's do that cow here, just to kind of reset the body. And then let's add that scooping cat. We're going to drop down, but this time drag your chest low, low, low. Stack your arms and just stretch out so you're in a prone position, belly down, forehead resting on the stacked hands. Open up your feet a little wider and just feel some comfort there that you've laid your feet down and it feels comfortable to you. I'm going to do that locust pose. This is about strengthening the back. So let's start with just keeping your gaze down. Your chin is tucked. We're just going to elevate our hands away from the floor and lift our chest, lift our head, and breathe here. And then come back into the resting position. Legs stay down for now. Let's work on the upper body. So using the strength of your back, those cactus-like arms are floating above the floor. Tuck the chin in toward the throat. Back of the neck and head are in alignment with the spine. And release it down. Breathe out. Keep your head down and lift your feet up off the floor so you feel your glutes enact. You can feel the connection of your pubic bone. So you floated your legs up off the floor and your body seems to be oriented right into the pubic bone to make that happen. Now release. And let's add it all together where we float our arms up and away. Keep your chin tucked. You're balancing on your low belly and your pubic bone as you arch your back body with lots of strength here. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. Come out of it when you're ready and rest entirely. You want to completely relax all those muscles that you just engaged. Might be a noisy breath. Let's try it one more time. It's like hovering above the mat here. Back body is arched and strong. Legs are floating away from the floor. Full breath in and out. Release entirely. All muscles relax. And let's slowly make our way back to an all fours position. Take your time. In a neutral position here, I just want you to start moving your head and neck around. Maybe you're making some circles. Let your body be your guide. It's your best teacher. You're taking care of your neck. You're moving your head around. Now we'll walk your hands off to the right side of your mat. They still stay in this very similar position, but they've just gone skewed from the center. They've walked off to the side. See if you can dip back into a child's pose from there. Hips and buttocks come down, and you're just into now. Elongate the arms. Let your arms elongate as much as they will. And then gently sway your pelvis left and right. It's gentle, it's very subtle. As you try to pull the pelvis back towards your heels, you're allowing some fluid movement. So it's a sway, a rocking, maybe it feels like to you. Let the gentle, subtle movement of the hips side to side. Let's come back up. So we've come back to where we started, and we'll walk our hands back to center. Take a little pause. Let's move through the cow and the cat. Back to center, our hands are walking over to the left side of the mat and back into that child's pose. Elongate the arms, add your side to side sway. Full breaths in and out, feeling the fluidity of the pelvis. One more full breath cycle. We'll come back to where we started, bring ourselves back to center. Lift up the chest so you're in your cow pose. Let's turn the toes under now. Heels have lifted. Float your knees above the floor. So bring the cow up off the ground and let this be our introduction to downward facing dog. Press your heels down, your arms kind of snuggle up alongside your ears. Feet should be parallel. Maybe you walk the dog if you do that. I want you to go nice and slow so you feel it. You feel the adjustment. One side gets a real good stretch while the heel drops down and you give yourself slack with the other side. Pay attention to that. Don't race through that. Shake your head yes and no. Make sure there's no undue tension in your neck. Stay with it. Lift the heels high, feel your feet stretch. Let the heels drop low and push them down. Just give them your best push down, even though those hamstrings and the calves aren't crazy about it. Lift the heels high and push down. One more time, lift high. Inhale here. Exhale, push down. And come back to your all fours position. Let's grab a block. We're going to put the block between our thighs, and we're in a kneeling posture now. So let's have heels up, toes are down, and we're squeezing the block. This is a variation of, or a particular way to come into the camel pose, so a little back bend here. So let's take that right arm and lift it up, reach it up, and circle it all the way down to touch the heel, and we'll come back around and we'll switch sides. So we'll just take one arm at a time, lifts up to lengthen it through and get it stretched out of that shoulder, and then touch that corresponding heel and back. So take a few of those practice runs where you just stretch back, touch that heel, lift back up. With your head, how you're moving, where you're looking, you know, the drishti of the pose is up to you. That's kind of something we have to individually identify for ourselves. It's an inside job. Let's meet now with the right arm reaching back. Right arm is touching the heel. Left arm is reaching to the sky. I want you to push your palm up. Instead of the fingertips, press your palm toward the ceiling and lift up. Pull the belly in, squeeze the block. That'll stabilize your low back. Lift up. Now keep going. Maybe you can lift your palm back and back. Chest is lifting high, the chest bone. Pay attention to how your neck is doing. Neutralize. If you're feeling any stress in the neck at all, don't do it. Come back to a place where there is no stress. Let that top arm lift you up, coming back up. Both hands are reaching toward the ceiling. Keep that right palm lifted and the left arm is reaching back. Now, if you kind of like that circular motion as a way to touch the heel, go for that. Lift up. The side's different for me. I feel a little more restriction here. Palm's going to stretch back. Our drishti is our own to find. So if looking up at the ceiling is a no-go for you, then you don't do it. Deepen the breath. Now you feel the full cycle of your breath. Let that top arm lift you up. Both hands are coming up. Palms come together up there. Neutralize your head. Exhale, hands at the heart. Let's hold that, bowing into ourselves. Pull the belly and squeeze the block. It's gentle, stabilizing though. Inhale up. Exhale, go wide all the way around. And back, let's release the block from our thighs. Let's come back to our all fours position. Find your cow pose. Lift the chest. Float the knees above the mat. Downward facing dog. Two or three breaths here. Get your body into the pose. Let those heels drop. Lift your tail high. Let your sit bones high. That's really a better
a better way to frame it. I don't think it's so much the tail, it's really the sit bones lifting high. Now, lift your chest so that you can lift your head, and you're looking between your hands. We're going to take the left foot and step it right between our hands, right where we're looking, and we're in a lunge. Hold that lunge, that high lunge, where the front leg is in its right angle and the back leg is stretched long, heel is up. All 10 toes are pointing to the top of the mat, all 10 toes facing the same direction. Back of the head, neck, and spine in alignment. Let's drop that back heel, right heel drops, and then we can come up into our warrior stance. Now we're facing the long edge of the mat. I want you to be mindful here that you're not leaning. I want you to bring yourself up, as upright, so your verticality of your spine has been located. Now, how much you can bend into that bent knee, we're going to play with that a little bit by letting the pelvis pulse up and down. Consider this. The rotation of your legs is important. So I want you to put more awareness into the pinky edge of your foot. So as your knee bends and your shin bone is trying to figure out where to orient itself, put more direction toward the pinky edge of the foot on that bent knee, the pinky bulmon of the foot. But the back foot, I'm going to have you open your heel a little wider so it's not at a 45-degree angle, but it's more like 60. And then the big toe bulmon. The big toe is what's orienting the position of our leg bones. Now we're going to extend those arms. With the backhand, we just there's a tendency to sort of lean. So I want you to really pull yourself into verticality as much as you can. Pull the belly in so you feel strong and stable in your low back. Let's turn palms up. Left hand's going to reach up. Right hand is going to reach to the thigh. So left hand to the sky, right hand to the thigh in a reverse warrior. You can hold it right here, or you can keep adding some more bend to it. Where the palm faces down. Again, your drishti, where you're turning your head, is completely up to you. Your body is your guide. Let's deepen the breath now. Let's find our full cycle of breath in and out. Beautiful. Let's come back into our neutral position, our warrior stance. And then we're going to just kind of windmill or cartwheel yourself around to frame that front foot and you're back into that lunge position. Hold it. Bring your palms all the way down. Step back to your downward dog. Lift your chest so that you can lift your head. You're looking between your hands. The right foot now is going to take a big step right into the space of where you're looking, and you're in a lunge on the other side. So right knee is now bent, all 10 toes facing the same direction, straight ahead. Steady your breath, get strong in your pose, and make your way up by dropping that left heel and coming up to the warrior stance. So create that 60-degree angle so that the heel will just kind of pivot its way out. We're going to pulse into the depth of the pose by letting our pelvis come down and back up. Find your orientation, pinky edge of the foot on that bent knee side, pinky edge, big toe side here. Strong belly, square your shoulders. You want to feel like you're vertical and you're facing the long edge of your mat. It's a side-facing pose. Palms up. Let's get caught up with our breathing. Good. Left hand to the thigh, right hand to the sky. Reverse warrior. And then you start feeling your way into how deep you want to express that pose on this side of the body. Let your breath help you decide.
Is there ease of breath? It's a good sign you got a green light. Excellent. Let's come back to our warrior stance. Maybe face your palms down. Cartwheel all the way around to frame that front foot. This time we're going to step forward into a forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Deepen the breath. Keep your eyes open so you'll stay oriented. And we're trying to straighten out. This is one time which really gives you an opportunity to work on stretching through the back of the knees, where you're trying to actually take away any bend and really straighten them out, get a good stretch. Crown of the head reaching toward the ground. Deepen the breath. Hands are going to come to the shins, squeeze your elbows into the waist and extend your chest forward in that halfway lift. Chest forward, straighten out the legs as best you can, no bend in the knee as best you can. Not all the weight shifts into your heels. You got to have your whole foot involved. Yeah, primarily you'll feel it in the heels, but you want to balance, don't you? We want to stay put. Get your toes involved too. Fold again, fold all the way down. Look down and underneath yourself. This time start walking your hands forward and start squatting into a chair. Arms are going to come forward. Lift up the arms if that's available to you, or hands to the prayer position. Arms are trying to come up alongside the ears if possible. Feeling your body weight back. So it takes pressure off your knees. Let's give it a full breath cycle. And one more. Tumble back into your fold. And from here, make your way to the floor. Just start bringing yourself down, down, down. Into constructive rest. So as you make your way to the mat, we're laying down into constructive rest. Open up your arms into the A frame or the position that feels best to you, and side to side rocking like the windshield wiper. Turn your head to go the opposite direction of the way your knees fall, and slow your body down. We're transitioning into final relaxation. We will be in a final relaxation for just a few moments, and then we're going to do a formal meditation. So you might be grabbing a chair or your meditation cushion if that's what you use. Or you could sit in a cross-legged position if you have that sort of practice where you feel comfortable to be in a cross-legged position for an extended period of time. Side to side movements. Let's hug those knees into the chest. Extend the extend the left leg all the way long. Keep bending the right knee into the chest. We'll guide it into a full body twist. Guide that bent knee across the body. Let your right arm extend out and away from your body in a T. Full body twist. Deepen the breath. Follow your breath as to how far you're going to let that knee drop over to the side. Surrender every time you exhale. Allow your body to just release layer after layer. Exhale completely. Bring your head to neutral. Bring that right knee back to neutral. Hug both knees back into the chest, side to side rocking. You know, the side to side rocking is a massage for your kidney area, the adrenal glands. Calming the nervous system. Extend that right leg long, right through the midline. Direct your left knee across the body. Extend that left arm out. Turn your head, if that works for your neck. Turn to look down toward that left hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Full body breathing. Feel the body settling down, slowing down. Let's exhale completely as the head comes back to neutral, our legs come back to neutral. We've got both feet to the floor. Now it's time to set yourself up. So if you need props, if you need to use your blankets, if you need to refold those blankets so that you can come into your Shavasana up here, laying down with your back flat and your legs extended, Shavasana. Using whatever prop sometimes you might need or like to have a eye pillow across your eyes, all those kinds of things. Please put those, make those available to you if you have them. And start to deepen the breath. Try to breathe in and out through your nose if you can, as you bring yourself into your Shavasana. Final relaxation. Eyes are closed. Let's take a big breath in through the nose, but exhale it out of your mouth like a big sigh. Ah. Do that as long as you need to, so that you feel that you've cleansed your breath, you've settled in, you're ready to breathe into just this normal quieting, breathing through the nose. So just cleanse your breath with that big push through the mouth and let it clean you up. And then when you're ready, quiet it down. So it's a quiet breath. Relax your shoulders. I suggest you go to that part of your body where you typically hold stress. I wish it weren't true, but it is true that most people know right what I'm talking about. We have a pattern and habit energy, they call that, of holding tension in our body. We store it up in case we might need it, I guess. So go to that part of your body that seems to be the holder of stress for you and be very kind, non-judgmental, to allow it to release, relax for now. Let go as much as you can of that stress pocket. Soften. It's okay. You can release and relax all the way from head to toe. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax your whole back body. Feel your back body being held by Mother Earth. And it's safe to relax into that. Your whole back body. Every part of you that feels the connection to your mat, to the ground. Be held by Mother Earth. The 4 promises of yoga. Vibrant and healthy body, alert and focused mind, loving and compassionate heart, lightness of being. This is the juncture for lightness of being. Relaxing, letting your thoughts just drift past like floating clouds. You don't need to cling. You don't need to examine. Not right now. There's a lightness of being. available to us. Relax your jaw and your tongue, the facial muscles. The back of your neck and around to your throat. Move that into your chest area, clavicle bone. Broaden through that with relaxation. Your right arm, your left arm, your soft belly rises and falls. Relax your hips and buttocks and extend that through your whole right leg and your whole left leg. Breathing in and breathing out. Let that be a simple mantra. I breathe in, I breathe out. It'll give your mind something to focus on and allow your mind to rest as well. I breathe in, I breathe out. And you are being held, completely supported. Let's take a big inhale through the nose now and exhale it out of your mouth. Keep your eyes closed, but bring your hands to your chest area and just rub your palms together, generating some heat. Interlace your hands and stretch those palms up toward the ceiling, so right straight up from your chest, and then up and overhead. Interlaced hands, stretch the whole body. And then as you come away from that, bringing your hands back alongside the body, let's step our feet to the mat and roll to the right side, pillow your head with your right arm, come into that fetal position, curled up, hug-like position. Hold it, be with it, enjoy it. And then move gently without interruption now. Find your seat for our meditation, whether that be that you find a chair, that you come into a cross-legged position that you know you can, or some seated position on the mat that you know you can be comfortable with, or you get your meditation cushion. Just stay with it, stay mindful, quietly transitioning into our formal meditation practice. This one being healing the heart. Once you have settled in, made your adjustments, make sure your spine is long, that the crown of your head is positioned above your tailbone. Close your eyes if you haven't done that already. And trace the breath from the sit bones or from the perineum, that's the very pelvic floor, up to the crown of your head. So we make connecting point from the base of the spine, right up through the spine to the crown of the head as our inhale, and our exhale follows that same midline pathway back to the perineum, back to the base of the spine. Find that path with your breath. 2 connecting points. This will help transition you into meditation. Relax where you can. Find those 2 connecting points, time and again. Follow the breath. Ascending to the crown of your head on the inhale, descending to the base of the spine on the exhale. Now, instead of dropping all the way down to the base of the spine, let's move that connecting point to the belly button area, the center, the navel center. So we start at the navel center and ascend to the crown of the head on the inhale, and we descend on the exhale back to the navel, back to the belly button. Just a little different connecting point back to our meditation. And now we're going to move to the heart center. So not quite so much an awareness of connecting points as an awareness of relocating your entire breath into the heart center, into the chest cavity. Feel the expansion of your chest cavity with your inhale and the softening and letting go experience of the exhale. Imagine with me that as you inhale, you're aware of and pulling away from the heart any darkness or negativity that's clouding your heart energy, that's keeping you from love. Pull that darkness or a negative energy away from your heart and exhale it out your mouth to release it from your body. Stay with that releasing of the negative energy on the inhale by pulling it up and away from your heart and pushing it out of your mouth on that exhale so it can dislodge from your body and your mind. Removing that stagnant energy, old thoughts, patterns of thinking. Release that. Feel the release, almost see it leaving your body, the cloud, the darkness. You can just almost imagine it leaving the mind and leaving the body. Stay with the practice, releasing stagnant, dark energy from your heart. And now as your breath just settles into a normal rhythm, imagine your whole room, the space that you occupy is filled with love and light, goodness, beauty, tenderness, forgiveness, gratitude. Your whole room is filled with this love and light. Inhale that into the very essence of your body. That's every cell in your body is drawing that in on your inhale, but particularly it is filling your chest cavity, filling your heart with love, with light. And the exhale is just to let yourself embrace it, spread it out throughout the body. Really feel your body absorbing, and particularly your heart space absorbing that beauty, that love, light, gratitude, positivity that surrounds your whole room. It's like an ocean of joy and goodness. Bring that into your body by your breath. Feel your heart center. Be generous. Spread it out throughout your body. Stay with the practice, filling yourself with love and light through your breath. This is healing the heart. Stay with the practice, filling up your whole body with love and light. And the exhale just allows it to be more and more absorbed. And know that your heart has experienced a healing from your practice. A release of old negative thoughts, patterns of belief that you've released and filled up instead with love and light. Love, light, forgiveness, gratitude, beauty, tenderness, and compassion, which is your true nature. Let's return to 2 connecting points as we breathe in and breathe out now from the heart center to the crown of the head. The inhale starts at the crown, starts at the heart, ascends to the crown. The exhale descends back to the heart space, connecting heart to crown on your breath. And now the meditation ends. You just allow your breath to return to its normal rhythm. Maybe you take that cleansing breath in through the nose and exhale it out of your mouth. Flutter your eyes open with me. Inhale with me now as we lift those arms up, palms come together up and overhead. Exhale and bow into yourself at your heart. Inhale up and exhale, go wide. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. See you next time.